am immortal king, I am the king and sing, I bring the music scene back. Hear my empirical rhymes added lyrical flow to this rap that's a fact. Fresh meat on the scene, I flesh out my routine to slip in between the obscene and uninteresting. Just a smoke treat for my infernal machine, I'm sent to blow up on this track. Let me explain why my name's in this game. Let me share with you my hardship and pain. Let my left brain analyze and devise all these rhymes so your mind can surmise that my flow tells them lies. And I'm here to surprise, terrified at a mind. Say I actualize truth I locked up inside, jeopardized by my insecure demons. Released every line symbolizing my triumph. I don't know everyone's hardships, didn't grow up with your pain. But I know that I'm the farthest thing from a thief looking for money or fame. I'm keeping it real, I over-reveal, I weep and I squeal. I'm constant and real, an automobile that is stuck and get aimed at the cliffs of unreal.
Sad eyes shimmer gold, king leaps from his throne. Blood leaks from his mouth, breathe in, bleed out. My journal is full of eternal requests to be blessed, but I'm stressed, can't digest it. The truth is a monster suppressed by my youth and expressed as a manifestation of blind ignorance. I confess the first step to assess the regrets that I've left unaddressed. I'm obsessed with my quest to find rest, decompress, get things off of my chest, finally take a breath. Used to believe money brought what I need, sought after riches to pockets with greed. Bought me a life only seen in my dreams, forcing it all but was missing a piece. Where was the glee, my guarantee? Thought I'd be free of the misery carried through life, it's still torturing me. Yet I'm still filled with the dread of waking up alone in an ivory bed, faking that I know what's running through my head, shaking I'm alone as I stare at my phone, painstakingly waiting for love that's as pure as my own. Cause I thought I could answer the world, wasn't top at the chance it unfold. But I fought and that fight isn't dead, and I won't stop that fight till I'm dead and I'm cold. Sad eyes shimmer gold, king leaps from his throne. Blood leaks from his mouth, breathe in, bleed out. Master of the skies, makes and wise, cramps lost on you with the best advice. Try and realize where your bias lies. Blinded anger leads to hatred, but you can't surmise that the worst threat to your mindset is the toxic trust you inside, spit into your eyes. Take a cobra's aim to immobilize. Play the victim just to save your pride. Spewing lies, think you slide, try to mesmerize friends you hurt who think the world of you. They'll desert you in the great divide. Takes a second just to tell a lie. Deception mountain piling up too high to climb. Tick tock, look like you're left alone to die. Hurry up, you're already out of time. Daylight turns cold, rise from the shadows.
Continue with unlimited rhymes intertwined with sublime wit inside of my mind, undefined by the rules of mankind. Chords align like the clocks at the start of springtime. Let's skip ahead. Sick of the attitude, sick of the attitude, sick of the poor being used without gratitude. Leave moral turpitude growing in magnitude, suffocates all the way work to combat it. Lost by corporations that intrude on the everyday lives of mankind. That's enough for you. Golden chains, diamond drinks, millions for worshiping, full of sick trouble tea. That's not enough for you. You act like you have it all, but the more you flaunt, the more you prove one thing. I am the king. I am the king. I am the king!
Huh. Oops. I feel like I feel like I've messed something up somehow. Is this on YouTube? YouTube, test, hello. YouTube is working. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's good news. Cool. Yeah, that is nice. Want more ultra hardcore? We can have more ultra hardcore in the future there. Extensions? No. No. Analytics? No. Community? Or bits and cheering? Yeah, that's fine. Where do I find, like, connections? You know?
Moo.
What's the next step up from ultra hardcore?
Ultra mega super hardcore. Drunky, thank you very much. I'm kind of low. Oh yeah, I am. Let me. No, that's good there. Maybe I just wasn't talking in the mic enough. I turn it up ever so slightly. See if that helps. Good now? Okay. Contro! Good lord. That's actually a good reminder.
Who is this big llama? Starting all this drama. It's me, bitch.
Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. I'm trying to find, because I think, oh, that's so weird. I feel like connections are broken somehow.
Mr. Lamusk gifted a tier 1 sub to Conduit.
And maybe that's why, like, the cheers aren't going through over there, you know?
Mr. Lamusk gifted a tier 1 sub to Epic Juice. Mr. Lamusk gifted a tier 1 sub to X Stripper. Mr. Lamusk gifted a tier 1 sub to Mariano Tekken.
Lamavad channel says that subs are 25% off, huh? Giga Hardcore is you have to delete the game.
Mr. Lamusk gifted a
if
tier
you,
1 sub to iGouch.
Don't do it successfully. You either beat it or you uninstall D2.
Mr. Lamusk gifted a tier 1 sub to RL_lol.
And then buy a new copy. Find
Mr.
item,
Lamusk
find potion.
gifted a tier
We
1
probably
sub to
won't do
Elimus
much with it,
TTV.
but you can if you want. Would actually be nice for the ultra hardcore. I guess you can't heal, but the mana potion part of it.
Mr. Lamusk gifted a tier 1 sub to Arkham_Clown.
I think ultra hardcore Barb is like actually just impossible, right?
Mr. Lamusk gifted a tier 1 sub to Shinu Sakura.
Pretty hard for Barb to avoid damage.
Mr. Lamusk gifted
Now
a tier
that
1
being
sub to
said, if you go
Cosmic
throw
_Hoot2.
mastery with throwing strangling gas potions.
Mr. Lamusk gifted a tier 1 sub to Kim Jung Theorist.
There's potential, some potential there actually. But you can only go like so far, you know, like you're still eventually that stops working.
Mr. Lamusk gifted a tier 1 sub to Amarettitanv1.
Whew. So, for show. All right. Twitch connections. Amazon, Steam. No, they don't have it like a stream elements here. Weird. Very weird. When does the Cowboys counseling start? Okay. Spending all our money? We are. Yeah, throwing mastery is actually nice and could have a little bit going, but like, I mean, can you beat Duriel without ever healing? I don't think so. Not on a Barb. I mean, I guess at that point I'm trying to get leap attack and like leap on the sides and just try and get like level 25 or something. Allie, thank you very much for 24 months. And Rosath with the sub as well. After playing PD2, I'll never play D2R again. That's fair. Yeah, you just got like grossly over level. It'll still be brutal. Why is this camera like off? No. Why is it so off? Do I need to go this way? I'm like off center. Oh. That's why. Wait, what is happening? What is this? That was weird. Okay. Oh, but then this. Got it. It's like first time streaming. Whew. Everyone's a little off center today. I guess so. What's up, YouTube? Mr. Lamas here, and today we're going to be starting the Frenzy Barbarian guided playthrough. Now, the Barbarian is going to be a little bit of your slower class, right? This isn't going to be as fast as a Sorceress. You're not going to be on Player's 8 all the time with it, but I still think it's a really fun playthrough. It's a very different experience, and Frenzy is actually pretty decent of a skill still, so you can have plenty of fun. So let's get our trusty boy Frenzy loaded up. Now, first things, of course, to note, you get 4 life per vitality point. This is the only character in the game that gets that much life per vitality point that you put in. Thus, you're going to be wanting to spend your points into vitality generally if you can. Obviously, we will need some points in strength to use different weapons, and some points in dexterity for weapons, plus just a little bit more for attack rating. But we'll try and get as much into vitality as we can to really boost our life. Additionally, later on, we do have battle orders, which also increases our life, which can be nice. We have a weapon mastery. We'll probably focus on maces. Maces tend to just be pretty solid through the early and middle game. And then later on, if we find like a really sweet sword or axe, whatever it is, or if we can make like an honor in an axe, whatever, then we can shift over into that. So we'll have respecs available to swap. But for starting out, will be mace mastery and then getting double swing into frenzy. So that's going to be our goal. We will start on players 8. Remember, you can always type /players space. You don't even need the space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will simulate more players within the game. Thus, the mobs will have more life, deal more damage, but will also give more experience. It's just a nice way to kind of level up a little bit faster. You can always, of course, remain on players 1. And when you're on P1, you can just kill more things, right? This is saying, instead of me killing 8 zombies, I'm killing 1 zombie. Or, you know, instead of killing 4 zombies, something around there. 4.5. So, just a way to kind of improve that there. And it does allow you to level, like I say, a little bit faster, especially when your character is in a spot where they can kill faster, right? It's like right now, I can level to level 2 faster on players 8 than on players 1. Just because the blood more, there's a lot of mobs all spread out. Later on in the game, when things are more difficult, you'll probably see me be on players 1 because, again, that's going to be a little bit harder. Strangling gas potions are pretty nice on this character as well, as we don't really have that much AoE. Double swing kind of will, like, you know, hit a couple guys at the same time, but does it still, Giancarlo? I thought I changed it. Does the YouTube stream not say Barbarian? We'll leave a TP so we can come back and do the den. Should say Diablo 2 Frenzy Barb. It's slow and not the best. Yes, I mean, like I say, this isn't the best build that you can do, even for the Barbarian. But it is still solid enough. So one thing that you're going to really want is to just grab an early scepter, right? Costs 350 gold for a white one, a 1 socket, a 2 socket one. 2 sockets are really nice because you can put some gems. But if you don't get it on the first try, sometimes it's like +1 max damage for like 464 damage, whatever. You can just come back and you can shop again. See, there you go, 405 for that one. I do want to get that, so we'll go ahead and grab it. And now we've got 2 scepters. So you'll eventually want 2 scepters there. What gems do I put? I put whatever gems. Let's go to players 1 before we do the den. You could go, maybe we'll go like players 3 actually. You can go for a, you know, specific gems if you want. But I put really any damage gem that I get early on. So if I find a chipped sapphire, cool, that's added damage and added cold, right? If I get a chipped topaz, that's added damage. If I get a chipped ruby, a chipped emerald, right? Like whatever it is there. You could also, of course, put like a chipped amethyst or something in there if you wanted. You could put a jewel if you find a nice jewel with some added damage. Like really just anything. The thing is, we're not going to hold on to these scepters for that long. So it's not that big of a deal. We'll also put a point in mace mastery. And now these maces will really start hitting pretty hard. So yeah, like I say, it's not that big of a deal. We will shift out of them probably around level like 10 or 11. We could even do it down at, I think, level 9. To some Morning Stars, as those have a little bit higher base damage. But our main focus here is just getting some early damage. Yes, let me get a better overlay up. Sounds good, Manny. Oh, I forgot to buy stamina potions. Don't be like me. Let's go ahead and jam Vitality for the first couple points. Really, you could also go Dexterity here if you want, just to have a little bit better chance to hit. But I feel like I'm hitting perfectly fine. We're still at 95% hit chance. And now I'll go ahead and go Dexterity. Now, our main goal is going to be 36 Strength by level 10, 11, whenever we're going to use the Morning Star. I'll also go another point into Mace Mastery. Yes, the classic viewer. I am letting you know I will be back when you play what I want you to play. Sounds good. I love that they share it too. How about defense statistics? Is it important? Defense is and isn't important. It is if you focus on it. It isn't if you don't. Generally, it's not worth it. One of the main reasons it's not worth a thing is because whenever you are running, your defense is set to 0. Notice every time I start running, my defense goes to literally 0 right there. So, yes, while you are standing there and fighting, your defense does matter, but otherwise it does not. And that can be kind of brutal. Additionally, if your level is just like too low and stuff, it's also not going to matter versus the mobs you're fighting. So if you do put a lot of like focus into leveling up a lot and you're kind of just, you know, slow pressing in, and if you walk, right, you can see my defense doesn't drop to 0 when I walk. Oh no, one monster left. Who saw it? Where was it?
I can't carry anymore.
Oh boy. We'll go another point in Mace Master. There it is.
The rogues are safe for the moment.
Then, you know, like, all right. Sure, we'll take a little bit more attack rating. Early game, anything that gives a little bit of attack rating is usually pretty solid. Also, we got 2 pretty lame gems. Neither of those are really, like, just direct damage. But it's okay. If you don't have your second scepter by now you should buy your second scepter. So the main thing we want to have at this point is we want to make sure we'll get a couple stamina. We want to make sure we have 2 scepters. We have a point in bash ready to put our 6th point in double swing. And then the rest of the points are in Mace Mastery. You can see how nice this is. This is 64% bonus attack rating, 43% bonus damage, and 15% chance of crit strike. So Mace Mastery really is a nice addition there. We'll go back to players 8. And we'll continue through the Cold Plains, looking for any boss groups to fight. Because remember, every boss group is going to be 500% experience. So whatever level that this mob normally is, the Dark Hunter, let's say it's normally level 3 or 4. Let's say it's 4. The boss group will be level 7 and give 500% experience. That is the boss and all of the mobs that come with that boss. So all the ones that say demon-minion under it, which we killed all of them. So they're just worth so much more experience. It's really nice. I will grab a cap. Looking for a 2-socket cap. 2-socket armor can be nice. I have a chipped ruby here. We can either put the ruby in the cap for 10 additional life, which can be fun to have a little early on, or we can put it in the scepter. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the scepter for some added fire damage. And my main focus is getting to 6, and I really like having 6 before Rakinishu if possible. That's why I did the den on players 3, just to get a little bit more experience. Because fighting Rakinishu without double swing can be pretty rough.
I can't carry anymore.
We'll also look for a 2-socket armor. Perfect. And at level 6, if you got Strangling Gas Potions, you now have Strangling Gas Potions. which are a nice AoE poison damage, which can be really nice for Rakinishu. Go ahead and buy a sash. Just to get a little bit more potion room. 2 to skeleton mastery, nice. And again, I'm kind of focusing on, you know, any of these boss groups. I am wary of cold enchant bosses as such. So I just don't want to be hit by the boss. If it's archers, all of them are cold enchanted. If it's not archers, then it's just the boss that's cold enchanted. So I'll go ahead and kill all of his minions and leave him alone. And like I say, you can really make a living, especially on P8, just running around and killing all of the boss groups that you come across. Now, something that can also be really nice for this character, and we'll talk about this a little bit more in a second, is Rakinishu farming a little bit. So we'll see if we can find a waypoint nearby. It's not necessary, but it can be helpful. One of the things with this character is that the chance to hit formula is based off of 2 factors that you can control. 1 is your attack rating. 2 is your level, right? So it's your attack rating versus the monster's defense rating, and your level versus the monster's level. So even if you have decent attack rating, if your level is really low, then it's awful. Because like that's 50% of the formula in the calculation is your level versus the monster's level. So something that can really benefit you and help you. Let's go ahead and go up to 36 strength. We'll go to 30 dex, and then we'll put the rest into vitality, by the way. So something that can really help you is just getting a few additional levels, right? And kind of staying above the mob's levels a little bit more. Thus, your chance to hit is going to be way better. It's just really nice. So I like to farm Rakinishu because he's a pretty easy farm. You can gain a lot of experience very quickly. We'll go ahead and put another gem in.
Good day.
Do you recommend advancing in the game and less farming, with farming after completing a decent part of normal difficulty? Do you recommend... Also, there's 2 shrines right here, so we can maybe get some experience shrines. Advancing the game and less farming. I'd say this character is generally more of a farm character. Your melee characters generally are just going to be better off with more farm. Also, feel free to be grabbing these rares for money and stuff, because we do want to build up to about 5,000 gold. That's going to be our dream for it. I'll put some of these away. You want to keep chip gems as well that you're not using. And we'll talk right here. Very nice. Also, this is where you can shop 2-socket armors. You can shop 2-socket helmets. You know, all sorts of various things. Oh, look, a little bit of light res, sure. So never be afraid to go stop in for some shopping. I will continue with vitality because I have my 36 strength and my 30 dex. And additionally, here is something to slightly note. I'm going to actually go to this and then move my cam. So, double swing will give us 5% more attack rating with another point in it. It also drops the mana cost by 0.3, and you actually, once you get to level 9 in double swing, I believe, it's a negative mana value. So you actually like gain mana with it. So it costs 0 mana basically at that point. So if you want to do that and just make it a no mana thing, you can. It's not that much mana though, where just having a couple of mana potions on hand, I don't mind. I would rather put points in either Mace Mastery, which is giving me even more attack rating. I'm getting 8% attack rating, 5% damage, and a tiny bit of crit strike increase. That's diminishing returns on it. Or I just go straight into Bash, because Bash is 10% damage per level. So that is the most damage per level. So I'm just going to do that, and that is going to increase my double swing damage the most. Oops, sorry. So that's going to generally be your best place to be dumping your additional points, unless you really want to just have no mana cost for it, or you want to have, you know, extra attack rating from the Mace Mastery. But like right now, especially because we are doing a little bit of extra leveling on it, we're in a fine spot. Yes, a lot of what I will use in Nightmare and beyond is kind of drop dependent. I'd say Honor is my general goal. Now, once you have about level 10 and you have at least 5,000 gold, head over to Geed, go to Gamble, and you can refresh until you hit a Morning Star. Now, it may take a tiny bit of time at level 10, as the Morning Star is not going to be available in every single roll of it. So it may take 10, 20, 30, 40 rolls, something like that. But eventually you'll come across it. Ah, there you go, about 4,000 gold. We'll go ahead and sell these two and buy 2 Morning Stars. Got some IS, got some min damage on them. Perfect. And these are just higher damage. So we're just gonna swap over to these guys. Just a little bit better bases. See if we can get an experience shrine from these. We cannot. That's okay. Put another point in Bash. Throw another Strangling Gas Potion here. Now, on Rakinisha, you can farm up to about level 14 if you really want. You could also farm less than that. I'll probably go to 12 or 13 here. 14 is about the top, but if you go to 14, you're really not going to kill much else for the next couple of areas. Even some of the boss groups won't really give you experience. Yeah, I mean, like, finding Butcher's Pupil would be super awesome or something at Nightmare Andy, but like I say, Honor is probably what I'm most aiming for.
Good day.
You're amazed how much I love this game. I just love. I like Diablo too. It's a good game. They just do a lot of things right. And a lot of games fail to do.
These magics are ancient.
So we're about level 12 here.
Good day.
2 to strength, some poison res. Really, for charms, I'm looking for attack rating, damage, life, and resistances, I'd say. Kind of my main looks. Man, if I could get 1 experience shrine, thank you. I was going to say, I'll just go forward as soon as I get a single experience shrine. So we'll go ahead and fight this boss. We'll get our level 12 and a little bit of extra. And then we will move forward.
These magic stones are ancient.
So again, still more points, and we'll just keep jamming Bash. I'm happy to do that. When we shift over to Frenzy at level 24, we'll go ahead and respec out because Bash is no longer helping there. And now my goal on stats is going to be 41 dex and 35, or 41 strength and 35 dex. This is because those are the requirements for a flail. So I have 36, we go there. We now have 41 and 35. So I now have enough requirements for a flail, which I'll be picking up later on in Act 2. Not a big deal. Does my AC work in my Camry? The AC works, but the heat doesn't work. So it's kind of just a summertime car, I guess. Good for Texas. Another point to bash. And now the rest of our stats will just go to vitality for the next little while. But, I mean, it's kind of a windows down cruising car anyways, you know. All the girlies looking. Hey, hey. So you drive the Camry by. Oh no, cursed. I was 1 second too slow in checking what the mob type was. Too busy waving. So we lose our experience train, but that's okay. Still a nice boss group. Now remember, you don't have to fight every single boss group. Sometimes if there's a Midora archers group or cold enchanted archers or something that's just like a little too brutal, you can just go past it, right? But generally, we are aiming for killing those boss groups and then kind of just casually killing random things along the way. You know, you'll see on the way I just stop and hit a mob here and there. Man, bits are still broken. That's wild. I don't know how to fix it. I'm like stumped. I asked the Stream Elements people. And this just like everybody ignored me on it. But yeah, grabbing levels just wherever you can for this character is really nice. Ooh, we got another cursed boss right here, so we'll try and be careful. We can also, of course, just drop some strangling gas potions for some nice added damage. Lowest level of character I've killed Andy with, level 1. Go real slow. And now we're going to look for the tower. And there's a lot of things that we can get out of the tower. And this, again, will just be kind of your personal preference with it. How much do you want versus not want? So all of the options are as follows. I would say stealth is one that we do generally really want. 25 faster run walk really is helpful early on. It's not 100% necessary, but you will enjoy having that faster run walk. So I would still recommend it. That is Tal and Ethrune. Additionally, there is IthLF, which is going to be Malice. You can make a 3-socket flail with IthLF, and that can be really nice. There's also Tier L, which is Steel, which also you can make in a 2-socket flail, which can be really nice. There is Tal, which is as simple as that. It's just 3 Tal runes, 75 poison damage each for 225 poison damage. You can put that into a flail, or you could put 2 in there for 150, whatever. And that can be a nice dot. And the main reason we really like having like Malice, or we like having Tal, is because it has a dot on it, which means you don't have to hit every single time. You just have to hit once every few seconds for it to apply all that damage, right? Wait, can steel not be made in a flail? Oh, is steel swords only? Don't forget to farm Eth tier low morale. Exactly. Wait, where's our waypoint? Alright, ignore the steel recommendation. Sometimes the map gets annoying. Swords and axes. Okay. I haven't made steel in a little bit. Because honestly, Alrune is kind of hard to find off the Countess. It's her lowest drop chance. Thank you. Ah, there it was. Alright, I'm going to ping again on this cheers issue. Oh, wait. Is that even a... Let me try one more thing. See if this will work.
Good day.
Okay. Maybe cheers will work now. Or soon. I didn't break Brian. Does every monster have a chance to drop any item? No. So monsters, there's a item drops are actually pretty complicated. So it's not like exactly an easy thing to describe. But essentially it goes like this. Monsters will have a level, and then from that kind of a TC treasure class that they can drop from. And then items are sorted into treasure classes. So, for instance, you know, Tyrael's Might is a TC 87, which means only mobs that drop from the TC 87 treasure class can drop Tyrael's Might. So, like, Hell Mephisto cannot drop it, you know. But, like, Hell Baal can. Even though, yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of pieces with it. Because there's the level, the Q level of the item, and then there's also the treasure class as well. So a great example is Arachnid Mesh. Arachnid Mesh can be dropped from Hell Mephisto, but can't be dropped from Hell Pindle. And the reason is, Hell Mephisto, it's like a TC 81, I want to say. Something like that. And you can drop that. Mephisto can drop from TC 81. And Mephisto is level like 88 or 90 or something. And so he can drop. He's a high enough level for it. Pindle, on the other hand, can drop anything of a higher level. The higher TC, right? So he can drop those high TC items. But his Q level is one short. You need to be 88. The mob needs to be 88 to drop it. And he is 87, if I'm not mistaken. Pindle is 86. Ah, thank you. So Pindle's only 86. So he's not a high enough level, even though he can drop a spiderweb sash from the treasure class. But he cannot drop the actual item. This is the same for Tyrael's Might as well, and for Azurath Blade. Those are the 3 items that have a level higher. So even though he can drop the bases of the item, he cannot actually drop the item. Mephisto, on the other hand, is a high enough level to drop Tyrael's Might, but doesn't drop from the Tyrael's Might treasure class. He can't drop TC-87s, unless he's like terrorized, but we're not talking about terrorized. So there's kind of a two-parter for all of it. All right, so before we kill Countess, we will drop down to players 1. The main reason for this is on players 1. Oh my god, the cold. What the heck? Oh, we have cold enchanted archers. Gross. That's unfortunate. Cold enchanted archers are your worst nightmare. We'll just try and clear them out because they are here. Countess drops the most runes on players 1. Is TC affected by tear zones? Yes. That's how Helendariel, that is terrorized and, you know, up at like whatever, TC 89, or I mean, if she's like in a terror zone that's, you know, level 92, whatever it is, she can drop Tyrael's Might. But regular Helendariel or Mephisto cannot drop it. Honor in Black is the aim. Honor in Black would be like aims for Nightmare, potentially. Though Black is still generally just going to be something that you're using for bosses. It's just kind of like medium overall. It's not bad though. Like, Black is still usable. Strength is really pretty bad outside of bosses. Okay, Tal, perfect. If we want to get 4 Tal runes for Tal, and then Tal-Eth for, right, Tal and a weapon, Tal-Eth for a stealth, Ith-El-Eth for a malice. You can also go Ral if you want to put those in a helm, or you could make Nadir to put in a helm just for extra benefit there. Like, there's really a lot of options. Also, if you want more strangling gas potions, I only have 4 right now. I can sell them and buy them back. And now I have 25. Replenish my quantities. We'll go back up to players 8, and we will continue over. You can gamble some sick weapons too. It's true. And when gambling, it is a 1 in 10 chance for a rare item. So just something to think about when you do go gambling. Stats, like I said, we're just going to continue jamming Vitality at this point now that we have 41 Strength and 35 Dex. And my chance to hit is still doing pretty well because I have been keeping up with my levels. Again, I'm level 16 here. If you are able to get over leveled in these areas, that will greatly increase. Oops. Curse is not very fun, so my main goal there was kill the cursing boss first. Let the curse expire, and then we can kind of go in and kill those guys a little bit more. But again, don't be afraid to skip some of the bosses. We've had some rough ones here. We've got double ghost again and a lightning enchanted ghost, so another pretty tough boss here. Now in the tower, we are already 16.5, which is pretty high. So we won't be, we honestly at this point can kind of like move forward for the most part. You can see we're not really gaining tons of experience anymore. Once we hit 17, the experience really drops off. So at this point, it's pretty much only bosses that we're killing. But I can also just run straight to Countess a few times. And chip gems, again, are really nice because that can be worth good gold later on. See if we can get any experience. Okay, the champion fallen are still giving decent experience here. For pretty easy kills. What happened to my sub counter? Just like my stream elements broke. Club. So, all sorts of stuff is broken. So, Fell Oak is nice, but not nice. It's only 1 to 10 damage. It does have some 6 to 8 added fire damage. That does not get boosted by our percent damage. Only the physical does. But the 60% lightning res and 20% fire res is sick. However, it has knockback. And knockback really kind of sucks. Every time you go to fight, you just keep knocking mobs back over and over. And when you're a melee character, remember to go down to players 1 for a Countess kill. Knockback can just be brutal. So unfortunately, as much as I love that, if you wanted to like save it for when you fight some beetles or something, you can. But for me, it sadly will just go in the trash bin. Okay. More runes, which we like.
Good day.
So we have another Tal rune. So we have triple Tal right there if we want, or whatnot. Also, tier rune can be nice, 2 mana per kill. This can be a great thing to just toss into a helm. Or if you get Nef tier, you could make something like Nadir, which gives you 2 mana per kill and level 13 Cloak of Shadows, which actually can come in handy, especially in the Chaos Sanctuary. So I can show that off when we get to the Chaos Sanctuary a little bit later on. I'll go ahead and keep poison damage there. And we'll just fight. Yeah, once you're 17, like, especially, there's just not much experience to be gained in the tower. So this is also a reason that farming Rakinishu, you know, isn't quite as good if you're going to spend a lot of time in the tower, because you're eventually just going to run out of experience to gain there. However, it can still be decent.
Hi Llama. What happened to summon Necro?
We finished him. I'll upload that on the YouTubes in the next couple of days. Right now we're uploading the summon, or the Javazon. So I'm going to leave a TP and then move forward. Here's a minion, but again, bosses at this point, we'll probably resume killing stuff once we really get to like the barracks or something.
Evil and corruption.
You got Tyrios before you got your Griffins? That's pretty crazy. You can have 5 traps at a time down. And again, we'll mostly just run straight for Boss Man. We'll leave those even. Tiny bit of experience here. If it's quick experience, I don't mind it. Ghosts are kind of annoying to fight. Though we have really nice damage now, so we can take bosses down pretty quickly. So you can see, like, the experience gain per mob kill is definitely lower now, right? We're kind of getting too high with our level versus their level, to the point that we're getting reduced experience amounts fighting them. We'll go down to players 1. We'll kill the archers over here. That's crazy bulletproof. I don't think there's +5 binary. I think it's just straight up your level plus HOW level versus monster's level. And that is correct. Twice as rare. Ral Neff. Okay. Would Diablo 2 be better without potions? I mean, Ultra Hardcore Run says maybe. But probably not, no.
Good day.
Okay. We'll ignore these guys again, and we'll just do a couple more runs. Again, the Barbarian is going to be more of a chill character, right? Well, if you use decrepifying physical damage, is it going to work? Yes. +1. Okay. Yeah, you can see ghosts are just a little annoying to kill. For a minor amount of experience, but stone skin, we'll leave them alone. I mean, there used to be very few potions, and you know, no mana potions in shops and stuff. So, game used to really be rough. But they've definitely eased it up in that capacity. Alright, we'll go down to players 1 before we kill the Countess. And hopefully we can get some Eth runes, an Ith rune, L rune. Still have a lot of rune needs. Now again, none of these are full necessities. It's kind of pick your poison. Tal, Eth. Okay. It's actually nice. Because we are level 17. So, Tal and Eth, and now we have Stealth, which does give 6 dexterity and some regen mana and, you know, some nice things. But the main thing is 25 faster run walk, 25 faster hit recovery. And then the 25 FCR is also not bad. Now you could also just run Tal if you really wanted. One of the main reasons that we like the Eth rune, or the Ith and the Malice, is because Tal Eth is going to be giving, or not Tal Eth. Ith is going to be giving you open wounds, and Tal is going to be giving you poison damage, and those are two separate dots, damage over times, that will then kind of stack. So if I hit you once with my Tal flail, and then hit you a second time with my Malice, now you have two things dropping your life at once. Whereas if I have poison on both sides, well, not nearly as good, right? Because it's not actually like increasing it. Can I explain what the elite prefixes mean? I'm not sure I know what you mean exactly. You'd be a tattletale. It's cute. Elite prefixes. You can see how much faster we got down here just with our stealth. Oh, so nice. Dodge players 1 and keep going. Berenstain. El Nef. Alright, we got the L rune, which is good. Again, that is the hardest. Stone skin. Oh, gotcha. The unique mobs. I think I have a video, a Daily Dose of Diablo, where I go through all of the monster affixes. Right? Oh. I thought I did. Maybe I called it something else. Essentially, I mean, it's, there's just like a list. But like stone skin is going to be, you know, increased. Affixes explained. Daily Dose of Diablo. Perfect. AR plus. No, that's affixes. That's not monster affixes. Diablo 2 monster affixes. There you go. This will be your best source. The heck? Weird. Okay. So yeah, stone skin is like 50% physical damage reduction and 200% defense and stuff like that. True, meanwhile. Tal Eth. There's a lot of Talrins. We got our Ethrin though. So we're one eth short of having Ithel Eth, which would give us everything. So we'll try and just rush there really quick. Ithrin's usually a decent drop chance. What change do you think would be most effective to make the Barb, Zealot, Druid, melee classes that aren't the assassin great? I think it all just has to do with weapon damage. I think adding splash is the wrong way to go. You don't want everything to just be splashing. That's pretty lame of a solution, to be honest. It does balance it better, but it makes all the experiences too similar. But I think the best way to handle it is 50% increase at least on weapon bases, and then for their damage, and then additionally making the attack rating formula not so brutal, especially not so like brutal with level and stuff. So those are the two things that'll really help it. Ithrune, hey, we did it. Strength does scale weapon damage already, just at a very low amount. So we got Ithaleth and Tal Tal Tal. Again, you could just go with Tal Tal Tal, Tal Tal Tal, or whatever. You could go with one of these. You could go, I mean, there's a lot of options.
This monastery reeks with evil and corruption.
And we also are just going to really kind of move forward here. If you want to get the Imbue quest, you totally can. I like to sometimes just leave a portal, grab the waypoint in level 1, and then go back for it. But again, the experience now being almost level 18 won't really start picking up again till kind of like Catacombs almost, maybe a little bit in jail. So let's go grab the waypoint. What's up with my ex post saying I didn't receive a call about Diablo 2? Hello. No, I said I wasn't on the Diablo 4 call. I just thought it was funny because all of the Diablo content creators said, wow, Blizzard is really cooking with Diablo 4. I can't wait. I just got off a call with them. I can't wait to see what's next. And I wasn't invited to that call. So I thought it would be funny to just let everybody know that I was not on that call. It's not as funny when you're explaining the joke, but I thought it was funny. Look, when you have to explain it, it was funny. Blizzard's broken up with me. It's time to move on. Pretty much. Now they're in Australia doing things with Kano or something. Who knows? Who knows?
So cold and damp under the earth.
We'll go ahead and go up to players 8. And this is also like a room where having the strangling gas potions can be nice. Still not a ton of experience to be had here. I mean, we've really kind of over-leveled, which again is not a bad thing for this class. Because when you're over-leveled, your chance to hit is way better than when you are under-leveled. Way, way better. And you don't need nearly as much attack rating, and it's just like so helpful. At level 18, I'm actually going to get a point in leap. If you want, you could also go leap attack, like level 17, get a point in leap, level 18 leap attack, or get leap a little earlier if you want. Like, again, you kind of have some options. But leap can be nice, as you can leap through jail doors and open bars or over monsters if you want to get away from them. There's a variety of nice uses. When is it bad over leveling? I'd say the only like bad over leveling essentially is when you're like, if we were to continue killing stuff in the tower at like 17 and a half, 18, like killing all the stuff over and over, like you can really end up just wasting a lot of time on basically no experience, right? So that's the only time it can be bad, is if you're killing so much. But otherwise, do what you want. Kill away, you know. If you're having fun, having a good time smacking mobs down, though, and then it's not a waste. Are there any crafts where you want to be a certain level? This is actually... Zombies are actually a decent mob to kill. They're actually kind of a higher level, so you can see my experience bar actually going up. Players 8 here when I kill them. Yeah, there's many crafts you want to be a certain level for a desired result. Pretty much every craft has like a level. Like for amulet crafting, you want to be level 93. For like blood glove crafting, I think you want to be level like 61 or something. Like, it's all optimized around the idea of if I'm to want exactly these specific affixes, what is the right level for that? Because you have to remember that the when you're crafting, while on an amulet you want those high level affixes, you don't always want the highest level affixes on everything. So the higher up level you are when crafting, the more affixes available in the pool, and that's not always beneficial. I mean, dolls can kind of suck, huh? Again, are we slightly over leveling a little too much? Yeah, potentially. But we're gaining decent experience. Banished are also pretty solid experience out here. They take a little bit to kill though. It's gonna be annoying. Just gotta kind of chase them down sometimes. Or chase them into a wall also works. Come here, buddy. Get him in a corner. And this is also where having eventually the Talon stuff does just improve it, because now when they start running away and things, it's not a big deal where it's this whole annoyance. Okay, we'll go down to players 1 for Indariel. We'll jam more vitality. You can close that door if you're fast enough, just to keep some mobs out. And we will fight Miss Indariel. Ah, there's an L rune anyways.
Let the gate be opened.
Oops. Spear. And ta-da! Just like that, Act 1 is complete. Okay, we'll keep all these guys. Now here's where we're gonna go shopping, and we'll actually go get a first waypoint before we do a full shop. So I'm just gonna grab random flails for now. I will grab a belt with 12 sockets, 18 fire res on gloves. That's really nice. These gloves are actually decent, but 18 fire res is a lot of fire res. And fire res will be really important in Act 3 and 4. And we'll pick up a few more potions. It also can be nice to get like a couple thawing and an antidote or something along the way. And we will go grab an Act 2 mercenary and look for a blessed aim, of which we surprisingly do not have available to us. That's wild. That does not happen very often. In normal, you normally always get at least one of those three. So we'll go ahead and reset, and we'll grab Emilio, and we'll give him the spear that we got. That is really crazy. Okay, we can go up to Player's Aid again, as there's definitely experience to be gained now that we're in Act 2. And we'll just continue on. Emilio, best merc. Everybody does love Emilio. Okay, Halls of the Dead. And we have a boss group here as well, and it is Cold Enchanted, which is a little bit brutal. I'm going to really try and hit him before he hits me. And we'll let Emilio kill him as well. Perfect. So we don't have to deal with being cold. Now, you have this mercenary. You want to keep this mercenary alive. What's one way you can do that? Shift 1, 2, 3, or 4 will give a potion to him to heal him, or rejuve, right, for instant healing there. Additionally, you can also drop a potion on his face. Thanks. How well does Iron Skin factor in endgame play? I mean, again, when you're like end game and you're rocking like a fortitude or, you know, whatever, just like high defense and stuff like that, it can be really nice. Until then, man, who cares? And we have another point. I'll go ahead and grab the leap attack now, just because that has a much bigger range. And leap attack also has a really nice splash damage. If you wanted to become a leap attacker, you totally can.
Enjoy the bees as Bucks Llama.
Thanks, Raging. You totally can. We got Cold Enchant again. I'm going to give a heal over to Emilio. Give him another heal. Let him... Yeah, we'll kill with poison. There we go. Okay. And we'll continue our vitality journey. PD2 spoils melee builds. It kind of ruins melee builds a little bit. Again, I know that's my opinion and an unpopular opinion because I know for many people they really enjoy it. So take that with that knowledge. So now we are going to look for 3 open socket flails. I just don't love the AoE. I think all of it.
Good day.
Silly.
Hello.
I like that pure melee feel of just like Me versus the mob. Just thwack, thwack, thwack.
Good day.
So this is going to be your fastest 3 open socket flail shopping method.
Hello.
Just back and forth to Farah here.
Good day. Hello.
We are not getting any sockets. The masses will never accept melee being so much worse than casters, though. It's true. I mean, they like to have, you know, kind of the melee fantasy, but also it being powerful, which, like I say, it's fine. I'm not saying it needs to be how it was.
Greetings.
Or how it, you know, like, that's... How old was I when I started playing D2? Probably 10 or 11.
Honor to serve you. Blessings to you.
Wow. This is kind of unlucky and wild. Where's our socketed flails? Usually by now you've seen many socketed flails. There, we finally got one and it was 1 socket. Rip.
It is an
Make
honor
casters worse. I'm down for it. I'm always down for kind of slowing the pace of it down. I mean, look at my ultra hardcore sorceress run. Hey, we got one. And like how fun the ultra hardcore sorceress, you know, no healing run was. Because you really had to be careful and think a lot about how you were using your potions and managing everything, and she couldn't just tally around and blast everything all the time, and you know, like,
It is an honor to serve you. Good day. Hello.
that's how D2 was originally designed. Exactly. Like, D2's original design was that.
Good day.
There are no mana potions, so at vendors, so if you just mass telly all the way around, you burn out of mana, and then you have to kind of sit there, or you have to go back to town, and yeah, alright. I'm just gonna get a 2 socket, and we'll just do one of them with a 2 socket. Ith, L, Eth. And now we have Malice, which is 100% chance of open wounds, which means I just need to hit 1 time. It also has minus target defense and minus monster defense per hit, which is really nice. So just a good way to get that going. And then we've got just 150 poison damage right here. I will also give Emilio some poison damage.
To good use.
We're the Poison Brothers. Oh wait, I need to go back and do the Halls of the Dead. Now, Halls of the Dead is not very good experience. So for a lot of it, I'm just going to teleport or leap past. There is a minus life on Malice. As you can see, my life is slowly draining. So yes, you will have to use a potion every now and then. That always catches some people off guard. They'll be like chilling in town. on max life and they'll AFK for a bit. They'll come back and have 1 life and they're like, what happened? Fear not. Okay. Exactly, Noxious.
Where can I take you?
IthLS. IthLS. .107 Barb playthrough been fun? Yeah. Definitely a lot of fun in some older patches. Again, you just kind of get to see the viability and the original balance a little more when you go back into older patches. No, I was like, Emilio! Poor buddy. We'll grab him again later. Beetles can do a number on Emilio. That is definitely one of his weaknesses in Act 2. He won't die to a ton, but he will die to some beats. I'm gonna go down to players 1 before we jump into here. When are we gonna get to 99 season 11? I would love to see that stream. Wait, season 11? Is that the latest stream? Or season? I still have to get my Necro from season 10 to 99. Not the best, Twisted Dane. Good evening, Silent. Do I think I could do an ultra hardcore if I'm allowed lifesteal for a melee character? The big difficulty still is going to be like, how do you kill Duriel? It would potentially be there. Poison Nova is nice. Huh. Ah, there it is. Besides Throw Barb and Javazon, are there any other builds that can utilize throwing weapons well? No. Nothing well. I mean, you can run Holy Fire on a Paladin and throw some javelins, and they'll be like, okay. A Bladeson isn't using the javelins to throw. They're throwing blades. Enchantress can throw good damage, but again, you're just kind of like using base IES throw and stuff, which sucks. So, like, kind of, but none of that's really going to be, like, good.
It is an honor to serve you.
Okay, cold res 12, fire res 9 with 2 min damage. Ooh, see, something like 5 to max damage, that can be like nice to throw into a helm. Obviously my helm is made with Nadir now, but
Yeah, Frenzy Barb. Been waiting for this playthrough in D2R. My favorite class.
nice. And we'll go back to bashing.
Need some help?
We'll get Emilio, and we'll give him some armor, and hopefully he'll survive a little bit more. Go back up to players 8. Thank you very much, Bayou Survivor. Realistically, what do you think the tease for D2 is? I think if we're being realistic, it would be something like additional character slots. Maybe like a loot filter. A few new rune words. I could see them do another set of rune words. Fixed chat bug. I don't think we're getting anything more than that. I think those are like our best case scenarios to hope for. Worst case, it's a skin in D4. Or some like, yeah, random D4 event where you can link your D2 character in or something, you know, like something lame like that. I think anything about finishing Act 4, a new Act 6, a new class, I think any of those are well beyond the scope of what they would ever provide to D2 at this point. So those I think are 0%, honestly. Like in my mind, it has to be something that like one person can implement. Oh wait, it was up there. Fine. How have we not seen Beetle Burst though? Is he up here? No? Oh, no. Maybe decoy fix. Right, like what's something that a single person working on Diablo 2 could do? When you answer that question, those are the possibilities that you're going to get for D2. If you do have Beetle Burst nearby a waypoint as well.
Thanks for the reminder, chat, to use this free sub.
Thanks, Godran. If you do have Beetle Burst right next to you, like let's say he's like right there or whatever, that can also be a great farm. Or if you want, you could do like Dark Elder farming. So again, kind of like we did before, where we, you know, farmed up on Rakanishu. You can do the same exact thing here. And pick up, go to level 22, level 23, whatever it is. Yes, Godran, thank you for the Prime sub and reminding everybody in Twitch chat that they may have a Twitch Prime sub available. You can always check by hovering over the screen. More vitality, more damage. Or you can press subscribe and look, there should be a little box that says subscribe with Prime if it is available, and you can use it there. Either way, I appreciate you at least checking.
Your presence honors me.
One person can implement a lot in a year. It's been since updates. Yeah, but you have to think they haven't been doing stuff for a year. Like, here's probably what happened. A couple months ago, somebody went, Yo, snap.
Moo.
Diablo 2 Resurrected's 25-year anniversary is coming up. We gotta do something. Hey, Jimmy, can you do
Since you asked
something
so
added
nicely.
there? Thanks, Benny. Thanks, Kurtsu. Okay. All right. 25-year anniversary comes around. Jimmy, you got anything yet? No, not yet. Okay, we'll tell them that we've got something coming. And we'll leave it really vague.
Moo.
Okay, Sven, thank you. B. Suddendorf, oh my goodness. Everybody has a Twitch Prime sub available. And I think that is the current state of where we're at. Wow, Jeff. So awesome. Thank you all. Yeah, and they're like, bonus points, Jimmy, if you can monetize it. All right, paid
No.
stash.
Not
tabs.
Prime, but how are you, Mr. Llama? Are you happy?
Thanks, Soph G. Hey, not Prime subs are beautiful as well. Thank you so much. Means a lot. And Jammers with the 7 viewers. Am I getting fat and growing a mustache? Yeah, I went to the pharmacy today to pick up my meds, which my new health insurance doesn't work with CVS. Who doesn't work with CVS? And love Frenzy Barb, let's go. And she looked at me and said, I think it's time for your Ozempic era. And then handed me a little pamphlet on Ozempic. So that was nice. Like, I think it's just a general marketing thing, you know? But man, I sure thought she was calling me fat. It's like, alright. My era. Like, her saying my era is like, okay, it's a marketing thing. But yeah, I've put on a couple pounds. I got 2 little babies. I'm sorry. Mine doesn't work with CVS either. It was something CVS did apparently. Huh. Fans from Thailand. Hello. Am I diabetic though? No, I'm not diabetic. I'm just a little thicker, you know? Ozempic's not for diabetic people though. I mean, it is, but they have trouble getting it because it's being used for weight loss by everybody instead. All the suburban moms getting it. Ah, oh, dang, I gotta watch that, Dylan. I'm just, you know, I'm trying, man. It's hard. You don't sleep a lot. Too tired to eat as healthy all the time. What was life like before auto pickup gold? Slightly more annoying. Thanks, Cyber.
Moo.
Rasta poke with the prime. More vitality. It's always, all the like drug names are always so funny to me.
It is good to know that the sun shines.
Because we get the drug commercials all the time, you know, here in America. It's always, whenever they come on, I'm always like, ooh, what's the name of this one going to be? Wegovy.
Hello.
Ask your doctor about Zepbound. Are you ready for cisplatin?
I can't.
And they're always like, it's time you lived a life with pancuronium. Do you sometimes feel ever so slightly tired? Ask your doctor if fensuximide is right for you. Side effects include death, cancer, bleeding of the brain. It's like, wait. Because I'm a little tired? I don't want to pick those up. I'd rather just be tired, man. Common side effects include inability to sleep for 10 days straight. One to 2 fire damage. It's pretty weak, sadly.
One could get lost in here.
The acne medicine that made people suicidal. Yeah. I'm like, I'd rather just have pimples. I'm good. And, right. Always, every side effect, always like, the first side effect is may worsen what it's trying to help. Inability to sleep? Why don't you try moxifloxacin? Side effects include insomnia. What? Paul Rosenbaum, thank you. Then 2 years later, you get the commercial. Did you use pancuronium? You might be liable. Or they might be liable. Alright, let's go repair.
How may I help you?
I mean, ooh, 10 faster run walk boots. I also like 15 fire res boots,
Moo.
but I'm a sucker for faster run walk, so I'm a roll with it. Thanks, pork chop. Now, down here you can also definitely leap ahead if you would like. You can just like straight up leap the entire arcane, so kind of pick and choose there how much you want to actually fight versus just leaping ahead. Ah, first way. What is this? Now the symbols are always in the same order. So far left is circle, then the crescent moon, then the square, then the sun is straight ahead, the double down arrow, the triangle, and the circle over moon. We'll continue with our damage. We're one level away from getting into frenzy. Go from there. You're probably right, Major. It's just always funny when it's like... Do you have itchy skin? Why not try Dumb Paradon? Side effects include eczema. Rashes all over your body. Do you ever toggle between walk and run? No. That's the thing. You never walk in the game. That's why defense is pointless, because it's just awful. No, not Dom Perignon. Dom Paradon. Less fun. You do walk in PvP GM duels. Is the bitrate locked on Twitch? I don't know. I'm streaming in 6,000 bitrate. Does it look okay? Is there an issue? You could walk faster than most could run once you get your frenzy charges rolling, but even still, you just don't really. Looks good enough to you? Good. You look weird, but I don't think that's new. Thanks, Unadorned. Who are you, my pharmacist? Next, you're gonna recommend me Ozempic? Go ahead and put that away. We do have a 3-socket breastplate that we found. So I'm going to save that, because there's a lot of nice rune words that can be made in this. Make Lionheart, make Treachery, make... I mean, Myth isn't really for us, but... a variety of things.
There's nothing the right potion can't cure.
Welcome to the future, Unadorned. Now, I will go ahead and grab some thawing potions, and additionally, I'm going to give some thawing potions to Emilio. It really makes a big difference for Emilio. I'll drop down to players 1. Every thawing potion you drink is 50 cold res, or an additional 30 seconds of 50 cold res. So now, I have 62 cold res instead of 12. Which is nice. And Emilio is now maxed at 85%. It's also plus 10 to max. And this way Emilio can survive Ethereal fight. And booyakasha, just like that. An Eth Scythe, nice. Diablo is down. Oh, that's a really nice belt, but it is ethereal. I'll go ahead and put it on for now. We can always swap back around, but I love the life, the fire res, the hit recovery. All those are really nice.
Greetings.
Oops. Forgot to talk to Jurhin. Act 2 done.
Greetings.
Go ahead and sell these. We got a new weapon for our mercenary. The poison damage on the other one is nice, but this has a big, nice ED boost with 9 max. And it's Eth, so we'll go there. And it is also time to shop for a teleport staff. So there's a few things about this. First off, we can just buy a really cheap staff and roll for it. You can save, quit, over. And we can roll with those chip gems that we had. So I want even cheaper than this. We'll see what we get. Entering Hell, my source level 71. What build would you recommend? I'm Static Field Nova. I'd switch over to like Blizzard or Frozen Orb with Hydra. I like Blizzard Hydra personally. So we are looking for, like I say, first, just cheap staves to roll ourselves. Second, a staff of teleportation here, which is a staff that has teleportation charges. Not plus to teleport, sorcerer skills only. So we can look through those. So we'll go ahead and roll for it. So we take 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 to fireball. Wow, really failing all these rolls. Oh my gosh. 1 to energy shield. And that's all. That's kind of sad. So every 3 chip gems that you roll with it can roll through and can also get you some more plus skills on these. Or, of course, you can get the opportunity or chance to roll the teleport charges there themselves. But what we are doing now, we're doing that first because those can either roll that or we can sell those each for 50,000 gold or save them for even more gold later on. But we're looking at all of the staves that are red background, required level 24. Those are the only ones because I'm level 23. If you are 24 already, I'm sorry. You'll have to look at all the staffs. And we're looking for the teleport charges. They'll range anywhere from like 16,000 for the staff all the way up to hundreds of thousands. So this is where having that bonus gold can be good. I also would say, you know, if you're just doing a playthrough of it and whatever, and you're shopping like this, you can be SSF completely and do it all yourself with that. Or you can get some shared stash gold if you want to buy it. Just because the time, it can be annoying to try and find. So like that's plus to teleport, but not teleport charges. Personalizing at Anya, I don't think repairs anymore. It used to repair in LOD, but I think in D2R it does not. Maybe it's... No, I don't think it does. I think they removed that. But you can repair a weapon. Oh, there you go. 50,000. So here you can see I have 40,000. I need 50,000. This is why we made these staves. I'll also just grab this ruby. Just in case. And we'll sell that. And now we have 50,000 gold. And we have a teleport staff. Perfect. And now we can continue on. And that jade figurine, nope. Alright, eyes and hearts for Emilio. Because why not? Give him something. Doesn't have a helm. Shopping music does increase your chances. However, there are copyright trolls now that have claimed that shopping music is theirs. And YouTube, unfortunately, trusts their word and makes you prove it every single time that they do not own it. And you can't just say like, hey, remember last time? You have to literally every time go in and submit all the evidence that this song is copyright free and here's why and when it came out and all this stuff. And until you do that, YouTube says, well, this random account that just got started a month ago in Thailand says that that's their music. So, welcome to YouTube. Best in slot, spear. Yeah, Breath of the Dying Warpike. Probably your best in slot. Best in spot. Best in slot. Llama RPG updates. I mean, I'm just grinding every day, trying to improve it bit by bit. We finished the quest for Act 4. I finished tiling the Act 3 dungeon. I just need to, like, make it a little prettier, you know? And I only want, like, Acts 1 and 3 in the alpha anyways, so that, when I get that set, that'll be really good for it. And yeah, we just keep cruising along. This is also why you do pick up staves and stuff. Like this right here will sell for 35,000 gold in Hell, or 30,000 gold in Nightmare, or whatever the max gold is, wherever it is. So, you know, that's half of the stuff I spent on the teleport staff. Plus, repairing a teleport staff, each of those charges is pretty expensive. So you do want to get some gold for it, if you can. Probably Great Marsh here, it seems like. You can check forward. Did I play D2 in 2000, 2001? Never found natural Zod? I have found a natural Zod, not way back when. I used to play in like 2001, yeah. And then I've been doing balancing in Llama RPG lately with how much life and stamina you have, things cost, all of that. What's my favorite rune word of all? Yours is Phoenix. Phoenix is a fun one. I really like Rift before Mosaic became a thing. That was a really cool transformation of that build. Won't let me through anywhere, darn. I guess technically it can go 5 left still over here. Seems unlikely. Did I play D1 on release 2? No. Look, if Moogirl could get 14-cent cookies, she can buy some cookies. Love your updates for the highly anticipated release. I'm like so eager, you know, to release more with it and do more with it and everything, but there's so many things. It's crazy. Yeah, maybe binary. It really is crazy just how many things go into an MMORPG. I really should have started with an easier game, I'm not gonna lie. I should have started with a game that like doesn't have items or doesn't have spells or, you know. So I honestly cannot think of a genre of game that could have more than this. Like, there's so many things. Yeah, a turn-based RPG with D2-like itemization, a unique combat system, and then MMO features. It's a lot. I am not a smart person. We can go ahead and try Player's Aid out here, see how it goes. Combat Shrine's actually really nice. Help out with it. Get us some damage boost. Just gotta go big. I mean, that's the plan. We're trying to go big, but it is making it take a little longer than I was hoping. I was hoping by now I could like have it ready, but I mean, it's still got plenty of work to do, you know. To be fair, I've also had 2 kids since I started planning it and deving it. So that has not helped. Is the Fire Source A-okay for Hell with Fire Thunder Charm? Yeah, the Fire Thunder will help a lot. It still will have some troubling spots, but that will do a lot for it. Okay, so we have 24, which means we can go back and respec to Frenzy if we would like. Level 1 Frenzy is just like okay, so it's also okay at this point to hold on a tiny bit if you want, but because this is the Frenzy Barb playthrough, we'll go ahead and do it. But if you want to wait till like 3 or 4. True Veil. How fast do I think I can get a jaw from nothing online? Well, I got a Zod from nothing in 71 hours. So. Okay, so in our respec, we know that we want to have that same, 41 strength, 35 dexterity. Those are just going to be for our flails. We'll probably need a little bit more strength or something in the future. Not going to put anything in energy. The rest will go into vitality. Now, we are going to go down to frenzy over here. So that'll be our main piece. And if we take a look at frenzy, we can see double swing, taunt, increased stamina, and berserk are going to be the base pieces there. We also are going to get 1 point into this, and we'll put a point in Iron Skin so we can get a point in Natural Resist at level 30. Otherwise, these are just all 1-point wonders. For War Cries, Battle Orders does become available. Again, at level 24, it kind of sucks with a 30-second duration. So that is a little unfortunate, but it is still really nice. Yeah, that's so tough, you know. I also do like Battle Cry, minusing enemy damage and defense. That can also be solid. So you kind of got to do some thinking here. There's definitely a lot of options. I'm not going to get any leap attack anymore because I have the Telly Staff. I will put at least a couple more points over here because we can see that we gain 5% damage but 8% attack rating for every point in Mace Mastery, as opposed to just 8% damage for points in Double Swing and Taunt over here. So I do feel like Mace Mastery, at least for some initial points, is worth it. Now the points of Critical Strike are lessened. There's still some nice attack rating boost, but the damage is a little less right there. Maybe put a few more points there. And Battle Orders may just be something we get a little bit later on. Like, these taunts are decent, but again, for only 30-second duration, I don't quite feel it's worth it yet. Let's go a little bit more attack rating for our chance to hit, and the rest into Double Swing. So that's how I'm going to end up settling on it. 8 Double Swing, 1 Frenzy, 10 Mace Mastery, 1-1-1. Nothing in the Warcry tree, but that can be future, and you can adjust it a little bit. Now, generally the way that you want to work with Frenzy is you build up your Frenzy, and then you kind of swap into Double Swing. Right? Because Frenzy builds a little slower even when you're already doing it. So you run with Frenzy on your left hand. This is also why some points in Double Swing can be nice. You run with Frenzy on your left, or on your right, and then Double Swing on your left. And that way you can still get kind of nice bonus, especially in the early points of Frenzy. But you really just want to like alternate your hits, because every time you hit with Frenzy, it's a 6.4 second duration. So you just need to make sure once every 6.4 seconds you are hitting, once you've built up your stacks. And then you can Double Swing, Double Swing, Double Swing, Frenzy, Double Swing, Double Swing, Double Swing, Double Swing, Double Swing, Double Swing, Frenzy, Double Swing, Double Swing, right? Just kind of bouncing back and forth between those is gonna generally be good. Also, we can now drop the Strangling. We'll go ahead and put our Telly Staff on swap. And make some room so we can grab some other things as well here. Tutored Envision, nothing on that. So Double Swing is just going to swing faster than Frenzy, right? Frenzy like is the build up, and then Double Swing is the payoff in a way. So this is generally how you're going to use it a lot. When you eventually get like high levels of Frenzy and stuff, you can still use there. You can just like keep Frenzying, but a lot of times, even at that point, this is still going to be your big payoff where you just swing faster with Double Swing. So it takes all the added benefit and just increases it. I don't think so, Ursus. The real payoff of Frenzy is the friends we made along the way. That's right, the friends he made along the way. Frenzy. What friend? Everybody here, obviously.
This holy blade does not belong in the hands of this Akarum.
Go ahead and turn that in. And 1 to max damage, but look at the resistances on that. Woo! 27 cold, 19 fire. Yes, please. That is gorgeous. Wow. If only it had some attack rating on it. That's the only thing I'm really like sad that it's missing. But we are looking for that life if we can. Yeah, where am I mana leeching from? I have the same question. Where am I getting mana leech? I mean, I've got mana per kill. Oh, I guess it's just, yeah. Okay, it's just the mana per kill. I thought I was leeching as well, but it was just the mana per kill. Emilio! Feed him potions and survive. Let's go. Okay, level up. We'll put another point over here into Frenzy. And maxing Frenzy is going to be our main goal with all of these pieces. As you can see, it is a 7% boost in attack rating, a 5% boost in damage, but your attack speed has a higher break, and your run walk speed also will go higher as well. Also, the duration goes up to 6.4 seconds now from 6.2. And we'll continue over here. Our attack rating is still 95% chance to hit. Again, we are leveling pretty well at level 25 now, so that is a main, focus for that. attack rating is chance to hit,
Thank
essentially. It improves your chance to hit. There's a whole calculation, but... wait, we need to go back to the teepee. $1912 griffs, but it's ethereal. Oof. It always hurts, doesn't it? Would love to see and not understand those formulas. So the formula is as follows. My attack rating divided by my attack rating minus the enemy's defense rating times my level divided by my level minus the enemy's level times 200%. And that is your chance to hit. So both level is and attack the attack range versus defense and level are 50% of the calculation. Is it a plus? Chance to hit. No, I was right. %, times attack rating divided by attack rating plus defense rating. I said minus. Times attacker's level divided by attacker's level plus defender's level. Yeah, Lamuggy is kind of pluggy. It's not quite the same, but it gives you the general idea. Magic Games Focus Frenzy Barb. Maxing Berserk Synergy and using 2 Azuraths. Huh. Try it out. Let me know how it plays. I doubt it would be amazing, but could probably still do alright with it. Who came up with that calculation? The D2 devs. What's this run for funsies? Just a guided playthrough, so what you can do is you can make a barbarian and follow along. And then you can always speed up or slow down if I'm too slow for you. Or if I'm too fast for you, you can just speed up, slow down, whatever it is, so that it fits your pacing. Anything new versus a year ago in D2? No. The only thing new is they said there may be something new coming. The Diablo account tweeted something. But we've heard nothing on it since, so who knows. That's true. They did fix the gold glitch. Is it okay for a skill to only last 6.4 seconds? Does that make it disappointing? I think 6.4 seconds is plenty of time. And the users of the skill need to just be more accepting of that. And recognize that that is plenty average of a time for a skill. Weird block. Alright, so in the Bazaar, if you want to level more, Battle Maid Serena exists. She is in the temple that faces to the bottom left. I at least recommend doing her one time, as this is also where Lamb Essence Tome is. So you just come to this temple. And then down in here, you will find her. And this can be a really nice place to level up and just kind of farm a little bit, especially if you have a waypoint right next to it. So she can be decent experience, and if you're level like 22, 21, a lot of times this is where I level to 23.5, 24. So highly recommended. But since we are almost 26, that's plenty enough level we can just move forward. I am still on players 8 right now, which has been nice that our character has been able to, you know, fight on P8. Again, like the longer you can fight on players 8, the better generally, because it can allow you to level up and stay ahead on levels, which means you're going to continue to have a high hit chance. If I was level 21 right now, 20, 19, my hit chance would probably not be at 95%.
I can't.
How does Conviction Aura work with immunes breaking charms? And my Red Gear like Hodge, Looking Flame, and the Sunder Charm. So, Sunder Charms will set a monster's immunity to 95%. No matter what it was at. And then, that's still pretty high, so then Conviction and lower res and minus enemy res gear and all those things will break that number down further. Also, we will continue with more Frenzy. Oh, wait. The duration is still 6.4 seconds. I thought it went up slightly. Does the duration always stay at 6.4? Dang, that sucks. I guess you have to put points into increased stamina if you want to increase that duration. May actually end up putting an extra point in increased stamina at some point. That's pretty wild. So you gain 0.4 seconds per level in increased stamina. Which just sucks because that's all you're getting is a little bit of that. But you can already see just how much faster we are. The attack speed and movement speed boost just from having 3 points in Frenzy instead of 1. So this is where I really like to just have, you know, wait until level 26, 27 before I really spec over to Frenzy. But it's fine here as well. We will drop down to players 1 for Travancore. And we'll go back really fast. Increased stamina does not give faster run walk, no. And we'll turn in our things. Talk to Mashif. Prepare at Heralty. It's just increased stamina. Pretty bad.
Good day.
That'd be nice and adorned. Okay. Let's go back to the Travancore. Yeah. Another tier rune. Now, again, one of the really annoying things is they will heal each other. So you either need to kill them very quickly. Also, your mercenary will probably die because Hydras are super good against mercenaries. Or have enough of them engaged in fighting you that if they're close enough to you, they won't spend their time healing each other.
The dark powers here will no longer poison the land.
Check out the assault helmet. 2 to increase stamina. And 2 to strength on that. Unfortunate. We'll just stick on players. 1 here. Go more vitality. Ah! Let's go see. Now, one thing, again, for farming is farming in Dariel and Mephisto and normal are not actually terrible on the Barbarian because you can get some nice things like Hisaris boots and Gorefoot. You can get Hisaris belt, which can give you the double Hisaris piece. You can get Blood Fists, which are really great, of course. You can get, you know, Death's belt and Death's hands, and like there are some nice pieces for this character there. So highly recommended. Picking up the waypoints. Isn't Life Leech a must for this build? I wouldn't say it's a must. It's definitely helpful. But like, meh. Make sure players 1 and go fight Mephisto. The reason I say it's not a must is we aren't always dealing tons and tons of physical damage. Like all through normal, there's just like, it doesn't do a lot. Now, when you get like late game with good items, yeah, then you want to have some life leech. But I'm not really going to be leeching a ton of life back early to mid game. Dang.
Maybe now the world will have peace.
Still nothing.
I am overburdened.
Sure. Of course, Slim.
What do you need?
Really nothing there. 28 attack rating. Half freeze duration isn't bad. That's a pretty sweet shield. Unfortunately not for us. Again, we're not really using weapons like that. And that doesn't really do us any good. So, some gold, but overall, pretty disappointing. Mephisto drop. I'm also not running a lot of Magic Find. Now, one thing you can do for Magic Find is just go shop some. Go shop some gloves. Go shop some boots. Put some topaz in a helm or in an armor and just use that, right? Might as well rename it to Increased Frenzy. True. The original guide was your intro to D2. The LOD Frenzy, Barb? Now, I'm just sticking on players 1 through most of Act 4 here because Act 4 is pretty brutal. Additionally, we're going to find Isual here soon, and I don't want to spawn him on anything above players 1. Frenzy can be used in conjunction with Throw Barb, though, yeah, because it builds up all your attack speed. So you Frenzy, 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 then you throw, 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 throw. Can actually be a pretty decent combination. But obviously that build is much more of a Throw Barb build. Back to the days when Llama was discussing politics on stream. What was that? My politics are be kind to people. Don't be weird. Don't be selfish. Don't hurt others. If you're doing that, probably not good. There's weird and then there's like weird, you know? Like you can be weird, but don't be weird. You get it? The idea of a frenzy throw barb is making you want to play again. It's fun. You just go whack, 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 launching them. Right. Like you can be weird, but don't be on like Diddy's party, you know, attendee. Weird. Let's go get our mercenary. Come on, Emilio. Right. Does Holy Freeze Paladin deal enough aura damage like Tessa? No. You don't do enough damage there from the proc ticks, but you still have nice damage and it's still very defensive, so. Llama isn't Asmongold. This is true. I am not Asmongold.
Hail to you, champion.
Can't smell my room through the camera. Yeah, I hope that is never a thing. Okay, so we got 2 more points. Do I want to go towards battle orders? Increased stamina. Do I want increased stamina? Oh god, that's such a... I hate that that's something I'm considering. Another 0.8 seconds of duration. I think the damage is worth too much. Maybe the Mace Mastery, because I really want to keep my... Yeah. I'm going to go with the Mastery and try and increase my attack rating. Best way to level up, still Leap Attack? Yeah, Leap Attack's still going to be your strongest level up, but... Diaper money for kids needed? Yes. Diaper money for the kiddos is always needed. Those kiddos have so many diapers. It's wild. It would be so nice to get another skill synergized than increased stamina. I mean, their idea was they wanted to make increased stamina like actually something you put points in. But God, why? You're just making a dead skill that gets no value whatsoever, something for a synergy. Honestly, they should merge increased stamina with increased speed and then give some other skill there. Or have increased stamina give something else, like, yeah, spells cost stamina percent instead of mana, you know, whatever. Pilgrims! Thank you very much for the diaper funds. Mwah. Welcome back, 6 months. Moving along nicely here. Get ourselves to the Chaos Sanctuary. Now, Chaos Sanctuary is tough. This is a very difficult spot for this character, as there's the cold, and we don't have any cannot be frozen yet. So we have to deal with that. We have all of the Decrepify if you get too close to an Oblivion Knight. So that is when Oblivion Knights cast Decrepify, by the way. When you're far away, they don't cast it. When you get up on top of them, that's when they're going to be casting it. Just as a heads up for people wondering. Otherwise, they'll cast, you know, their other curses. So a lot of times what you want to do is wait for them to cast something on you, and then kind of as they do, then you like charge up to them and try and put them in hit recovery before they can start casting again on you. Maybe if they let stamina be used for like a sprint feature or something late game. Yeah, I mean, there could be something. So like here, I want to stay away. He's cast. I charge in and kill. He just fired. I charge in and kill before he gets his Decrepify off. And that's kind of the focus, right? Try and charge them before they get those Decrepify cast on you. Okay, there we go. He casts amp damage. I charge him and kill.
Moo.
Cast. Kill. Ah, dang it. We tried. Oryx, thank you. I think having Barb skills just like use stamina a lot would be a great way to implement them. Because he's so non-mana reliant and dependent that could be such a, you know, interesting thing. And then some of those other things make more sense. T-Wolf, thank you as well. You don't have to use the notify for the sub. If you press the sub button and it says you subbed, then you subbed. You don't have to do the on-screen notification, just if you want it or not. Barb mana pool is really bad. He has terrible gain on it. 1 mana per energy point. And I don't even know how much he gains per level. Maybe like 1 per level or something, if that. Not even. Half a point per level. I share because diapers. Thank you. But 4 life per vitality point is bonkers, so... And we're done Project Diablo with the Resurrected graphics. That's never happening. Senpai's already come out and said that won't happen, so. 10 hit recovery, 8 life. I guess it's time to swap over. Babies also shared their thanks to diapers. Dada, I have a gift for you. Pretty much. That's how it goes, man. Oh yeah, that's right. I got Nadir. I didn't even use it. Nadir would really be nice down at Infector there. But again, you can always use Nadir whenever you want with the Cloak of Shadows. So let's say that you're in here and it's like really busy. This isn't even that busy. It's really busy. I can Cloak of Shadows. And then this can be a really nice way to separate off the boss from all of his minions. Obviously these guys didn't get cloaked, but... we can cloak here when it wears off. Cloak of Shadows. And now we can just drag Grand Vizier away and fight Grand Vizier by himself. So this is something that you can do. When the Iron Skin 2 Define Potion. There's a little bit of Mana Steal. Don't really need it. In the event that you feel like, the mobs are too much on top of me and stuff, then you can use that there. Now for Diablo, I like to stock up on some thawing potions if I don't have Cannot Be Frozen yet. Make sure we're players 1. And if you can, stay on the opposite side of your mercenary, because your mercenary will get one-shot by that. So if you stay on the opposite side, then your mercenary can stay alive for the fight. And then here, whenever he hits you with his right hand, with the cold damage, you can just drink a thawing potion. And that'll help you as well avoid his beams, because his beams are pretty nasty. And if you're caught and cold, it can be pretty brutal. And just like that,
Eternal
Give yourselves the clap, everybody.
Move.
I just discovered by you get a free Prime sub each month if you have an Amazon Prime account. All you have to do is link your Twitch to your Amazon account, then you can subscribe with Prime. This message was brought to you by The Mask. Please consult doctor as individual side effects may vary.
Thank you very much, scripted. Colwyn's point kind of sucks. Really high requirements. No enhanced damage, or 70% enhanced damage. Really pretty weak. So we'll leave that be. That was a nice armor that we found right there. 44 to life, 6 fire res. Honestly, you can also use that on yourself if you want, but we'll give it to our mercenary.
Hail to you, champion.
And we'll go ahead and repair the tele-staff charges. And we'll move forward. Congrats. Clap to you all. Act 4 is done. Yeah. 75% poison length reduction is also really nice on that.
The time has come to cleanse my homeland.
Now we are level 27, which is pretty solid. We'll gain a level, obviously, at Ancients, so that'll put us 28. Heading into Nightmare, I'd say, you know, if we can be around that, like, mid-30s is usually pretty good. I'll probably go a little bit earlier, but my recommendation to you would be try and get into the mid-30s if you can. You could also go all the way to 40s. As with many of the other playthroughs, the best place to do this is going to be Eldritch. That's just kind of your classic, right? Always your classic answer. With the 75% poison introduction, do you receive 75% less damage or damage 6 faster? 75% less damage. The poison only lasts 25% of the time. $17 to life Grand Charm. Good enough for now. Probably trash it eventually, but for now we will take it.
Move.
Ignotus one with the Prime sub as well. Thank you guys. Charsy's like, where the heck is the Malice at? I swear I saw him run by. I think I did like 15 of the subs, but has been a decently strong sub day. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. We'll go up to players 8.
I can't.
We'll go back here. Actually, let's go to players 1. 7 cold res. We'll go ahead and turn in the Malice. I'm not going to imbue anything yet. I could try and imbue some boots or something, but I feel like we'll wait on our imbue and probably try and use it on a nice belt or something later on. Prime subs are still a thing, yeah. Let's go to the river.
Moo.
Thanks, Don. Kuna with the Prime sub. I may end up crafting some gloves. I'm sure I'll try crafting something along the lines of that. Get some crushing blow gloves or something like that. Maybe craft a blood ring. We'll kind of feel it out. Yeah, I mean, I've got guided playthroughs for all of the characters just about, all the different builds, so there's plenty to try, and they should be able to hopefully get you through. Crafting is really fun, even though it's like 99.9% of the time trash. Alright, let's see it. Am rune, wow, the highest rune possible. So whenever you get a dope rune, my recommendation is always go
Good to see you.
and just like look up the rune. I think Diablo fandom's a decent one. And look at the rune words available, right? So CTA, that's nice, but obviously Istome. Tiertal Am for edge, but that's missile weapons. Eternity no, Hajj no, honor, yes, so we like honor. King's Grace, yes. Lawbringer requires Lem and Co, but is decent. Myth is Hell Am Nef, we'll take a look at it at the very least. Peace, we can take a look at as well. Spirit is obviously nice, we'll take a look there. And Strength, so there's actually a lot of rune words with Am, and we can take a look at all of them. So Honor is great. Honor is what I'm aiming for. 5 open sockets, ML Ith Tier Soul. All of these are achievable in the Nightmare Countess or earlier. And so that's a nice, easy way to go farm this. 160 ED, 9 min, 9 max, Deadly Strike, which is double damage 25% of the time. 1 to all skills, which is helpful. 250 attack rating, some lifesteal, some other benefits. Very good if we can put this in some sort of exceptional weapon. I love Honor. So this would be a big aim of mine. King's Grace, 100% ED. A little bit of added damage, 150 AR, 7 lifesteal. Nice damage versus demons and undead as well, so kind of more there. 3 open sockets, Amral Thol, swords and scepters. Not as good, but still decent. Myth is the Barb armor for the +2 to Barb skills. The problem is that's pretty much all that it is +2 to Barb skills. Chance to cast Taunt and Howl on striking is like, okay, but whatever. A low replenished life, little tactics damage, whatever. So, you know, 2 to Barb skills is good though, because I do like having 2 additional points in battle orders, 2 additional points in the mastery, 2 additional points in frenzy, 2 additional points in double swing. Like, these do add up and give us extra damage, extra AR, extra life, extra resistances from all res. So I don't hate Myth. I actually think Myth is plenty usable in the mid game, assuming you don't have like a hustle or a treachery or a Viper Magi, which, or you know, whatever, or a Twitch throw, like all that. Peace gives you a chance for level 15 Valkyrie, which is fun. Though, will the Valkyrie stick around on the Barbarian? I don't know. Also 2 to crit strike, but that's about it. So Peace is not really here. Spirit is nice. 2 to all skills with some hit recovery in that. But you're not getting really any damage. That's the problem. You just get like a little poison, a little cold, a little lightning. So it's really a caster's weapon here. So we aren't going to go Spirit. And Strength gives us not much ED, but 25% chance crushing blow, which is really useful against bosses. So this is pretty much like put this on 4 bosses and then take it off, because it sucks after that. So really, Myth and Honor are the 2 things to kind of look at that we like the most, with King's Grace being like, yeah, potentially. We'll go back to players 8, and we will go to farmland over here on Eldritch. Yeah, Strength is just such an easy way to get Crushing Blow, because Black also gives Crushing Blow 40%. But it's a little harder to make with the IO. Whew. Tired today. Now, Players 8 is a little slower, but our experience will start chonking a little bit better here soon. I may go get a pike for our mercenary as well. And this scythe isn't bad though. But this is Barb life. This is kind of what you signed up for. Would you buff Myth though, or because the runes are so low it's fine? I mean, I'd probably buff it a little bit. Give it like a nice life boost or something. Don't love all those beasts right there. Is the Act 3 mercenary viable due to enchant to improve AR? Like, it's okay. I'd rather have a lightning mercenary that uses static though here instead, because static is really good on P8. Yeah, I mean, treachery is like godly. It's like, how do you design treachery and then design myth, you know? That's always my question. Attacker takes damage of 14. Wow. Maxwell build said get Lawbringer for Act 5 Mercenary, but it's got cold damage. Yeah. This is why I use all the Icy Veins guides. Also, I wrote all the Icy Veins guides. Treachery is useless on a sin. It is kind of funny. I wouldn't say it's useless on a sin. It can be annoying when it like overwrites a little bit. Requirements minus 50% and 150 life on myth would make it viable. Yeah, something like that, you know? I'm just using 2 flails, Malice and Tao Tao. So this is a nice, chill, relaxing place where you can level up. And again, like we talked about before, leveling up with this character is very helpful, right? Like it just does a lot, more so than most every other character in the game. Thanks, Chris. Welcome on in. Go farm a Ko and make hustle. The problem is Ko rune is not farmable until Hell Countess. Otherwise, like, I guess you can run around Lower Kuros and pray that it drops or something, but... How would I buff Barbs? Just the base weapon damage needs to be improved, and the attack rating formula needs to be adjusted. And I think that makes them great. Like, they're already okay. They're slower, but they're okay. The big problem just lies in that they kind of really, like, there's not enough damage on weapons. Mosaic Sin is still broken and burning eyes, yes. 1 defined item, 1 to increase stamina. Meh.
Hey,
champion.
300%? That'd be a bit much. But at least buff the base is like 50%. You could go up to potentially 75 or 100%. Alright, so we'll grab a Pike of Slaying for our mercenary. Just get his damage up some. Yeah, and physical boson in the early stages has the same issue. Eventually, when she gets Wind Force or Faith and has all the max charms and all that, like, then she's godly. So the elite bases aren't as bad there, but you have to be careful with that. I believe you can take the D2S files and bring them over. There may need to be some conversion done, Harold. No news, Andre. So, like I say, this is much slower in killing than like a Fissure Druid would walk out here and kill all these mobs in literally half a second on this player account. But we are players 8, yes. But we are gaining a lot of experience, and this is kind of how the Barb goes. Like, if you're watching this guided playthrough and you're playing this Barbarian, if this is too slow for you, it's just gonna get worse. You know? Like, that's kind of how you have to realize it. It's gonna be slow paced. There's gonna be some spots where we go and do some farming. And honestly, that's kind of the fun of the character. And so that's where you have to, you know, adjust your mindset, or not, right? Again, if you just don't enjoy it, then you don't enjoy it. But it's what I actually really like about the Barbarian, is that it's a more intimate game experience. Yeah, it's slower. You're really grinding through. You're really like, you know, you're working hard for each bit of it. Can you go Axe Mastery instead of Mace Mastery? If you're running axes, then yeah, go Axe Mastery, sure. I like the dual flails, so they're really good damage early. But when I get to Nightmare, there's a good potential I respec if, you know, I find some sweet axes or something. Melee is a grind. And this is where I'm saying you can also really be grinding in other places and ways as well, right? So you'll go and you'll grind Mephisto and do 50 Mephisto runs or something, and they'll be slower than a sorceress. And then you'll drop Ariots, or then you'll drop, you know, Spirit Shroud or whatever the heck. You'll be like, yes! You'll drop Butcher's Pupil. And that feels really great. So. Yeah, like
At your service.
you find Saigon's gloves and Saigon's helm. Boom. Attack speed and attack rating per level. Amazing, you know? These are the things. And then you get boots for 50 attack rating and magic find as well. Like, so this will be a slower guided playthrough it'll probably be broken up into multi-parts, like 4 or 5 sections instead of just the normal 3 sections. Because it moves slower. Dude, this Crush Beast sucks. Because Barb. Thank you very much. Doing full P8 as Amazon, low 55 and Nightmare. Nice. I remember grinding Nightmare Andy in single player for some weapons and got 2 SOJs in a row. Okay, that's pretty wild. Even Heart Carver could help. There's a lot of things that'd be great. Do you think Barbarian would be an easier hardcore character because of the large life pool? Barbarian is a decent hardcore character, yes. Now I think like Sing Barbarian is really where it starts to get really good, because then you're also able to stun everything, you have a big life pool, you're in the Warcry tree. But like, we also haven't died on this character yet or had any really like scary moments, you know. Diablo is probably the scariest. It's okay, Bullet, we knew. D2X6 coming? No. What the heck?
How may I be of help?
What is this? How does this work? Huh. That put us in a call. Do you guys see anything different? Moo Girl just did stream together with me. Alright, we have level 30. I'm going to put a point in natural resistance over the frenzy point. I actually literally have no clue how that works. I'll just leave it. I've never seen that before. I have to push join and I did not. Oh, okay. I know what it was. Hey! Looky looky! Dual eyes and hearts! Wow!
Hello.
Honestly, this is better though.
I'll put that to good use.
What's the most mess set early on? I mean, Catherine's is pretty meh. There's a lot of them though. The majority of those early sets are pretty trash. Good life leech on the Cathans, yeah. Yeah, eyes and hearts. Pretty rough.
Can I help you?
Sell those guys. Repair. Now, again, when you are here, you can take this for as little or as long as you want, essentially. You can farm straight up to like level 40 here off of Eldritch if you want. I'm probably pretty happy with about where we're at. So once I hit 31, I'll move forward. That'll get us 32 on Ancients, maybe a little bit of experience elsewhere. And that's decent enough to head forward. We'll be going through Nightmare Countess, farming for runes and stuff. But we also may end up considering doing some, like, normal cows farming. Ooh, an ethereal 3-socket two-handed sword. This is where we could make like a law or a King's Grace Lawbringer too, for like a mercenary. If we got an Act 5 mercenary. Berserkers is okay. Sanders is okay. Sanders is actually a pretty sweet early set. Probably one of my favorite early set designs. You got useful gloves and boots and a helm. Yes, please. And we'll keep the Blessed Aim Mercenary. We'll save the Babas. And then the random wand, which actually, like, 20 FCR is great too. So all the Sanders pieces have a use case early on. Though it is weird having like 20 IAS gloves and then a wand. Yeah, they're better individually than as a set. Like, you just can't have a wand and IAS together. It just doesn't make any sense, you know? Lufa Yamada with the Prime sub. Thank you very much.
I need a key.
What's for dinner, chat? I will leave Death Lords alone. This is also sometimes one of those places, especially when I'm on P8. There is no reason to fight Death Lords. I'll actually go down to players 1 here. And we'll go do the Frozen River and get our resistances up. Nice and easy. Dinner tonight is pan-seared salmon, steamed broccoli with lemon, and homemade jalapeno cornbread. Alright, where do you live at? I'm on my way. It's not easy getting Cannot Be Frozen. This is true, and this is something that we're going to have to figure out later in Nightmare. Now, one of the big issues is we can't use Rhyme Shield because we're Frenzy. So we don't get the option of the easy Cannot Be Frozen from Nightmare Countess there, which means we're either looking at Hearth Helm, which has Cannot Be Frozen but requires Shale IO Dole. Which isn't, you know, it's a tough set of runes to find. Or what we'll probably end up doing is farming Nightmare Cow King over and over and over again to get Death's Belt and Death's Gloves. Because yes, it's a bit of an investment. It may take us an hour. But then we get 30 IES, 15 All-Res, and Cannot Be Frozen. And that is like too good to pass up, you know. Additionally, if we did get like Saigon's gloves and boots, then we could try and make the helm or whatever. Maybe we find, like I said before, a Spirit Shroud or something that would get us Can't Be Frozen in some other way. But you cannot get a Ravenfrost from Nightmare Andy. She doesn't drop in Ravenfrost yet. Ravenfrost is Q level 45. Duriel Shell would be really sick. That'd be like a Nightmare Mephisto drop, though. So, again, this is where I'm talking about. You have to do some farm on this character. You gotta pick and choose what you're gonna do, but it's pretty hard to go through without farming in any capacity like that because you're just gonna run into these situations. So choose where you want that farm to be.
Impossible.
Hawkmail, not the greatest. That's a pretty big like cost. Like that's not a great armor, but it technically does have Cannot Be Frozen. And it's mildly okay. So 100% Trooper. I still do sometimes. Like I say, Hearthhelm is kind of your new easiest way to get it if you do want to go down the rune farming section. What skill does item find Barb use for combat? Generally, you're using it with Berserk, but I mean, a lot of it's so good, you know, you can have Whirlwinders that do it as well, like Hard Stuck at Hell Ancients, Merchants to Dice. It can be tough, yeah. If you're only cold as well, the biggest thing you have to do is separate them. Immediately, like, you start, if you're just staying cold, right? Start, telly, keep your Mercs alive, bring them all apart, and then just drag Korlik, like, off by himself. Use low resist wand, static him down low. Have your mercenary fight him.
The guardians of Mount Ariat await.
Alright, we should honestly be able to kill the Ancients pretty easily here. I'll fill up on potions a little bit more, but honestly, we shouldn't really need it. This should be an easy fight. Bulwark would be really nice as well, yeah. If I could, like, save that helm slot. Alright, let's show him who the Barb King is. Dang. This is P1? Remember to give potions to your mercenary, help keep him alive. And then we just want to make sure that we're hitting both of them and just putting these DPS procs on them. Because remember, we have open wounds and we have poison. And so if I can make sure they're both open wounds did and poison did, it's going to be the best. Right, Umix? So, Corlick, time for you to get hit. And nice and easy. Shift. Shift 1, 2, 3, or 4 will feed him the potion from that slot. And yeah, I guess we're pretty good there. We'll just go Frenzy, Frenzy. Let's continue. What level do you collect the OniQuest Barb Helm? I mean, the higher level, the better. I want to say in normal, I think there's a cap at level 30. I feel like I remember that from a long time ago, but now I'm not so certain because I feel like I talked to Kano on this and that wasn't right. I need to go look it up again.
Moo.
Bay Pantera! Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Mwah. Be nice, Alex. Starting a Holy Grail run? Ooh, let's go. Also, Humper Dumper. Thank you 4 months for the Prime. What? Don't sir me. His name. Why are there 5 empty boxes of candy hidden under your side of the bed? Because I've been sneaking candy. That's all. Also, those sour watermelons are pretty good. Oh, what up, Kano? I was trying to remember. Does normal Anya cap at level 30? Or is it just whatever level you go to her? Whatever level you go to her. Okay, that's right. Yeah, I used to think it was 30, and then we talked, and I was like, no, I think it is whatever level. Because when we were talking about the druid helms. She can drop 5 different item types, each have a different Q level, yeah. Yeah, we're talking about the item that she gives you. So saving it for later, generally better. I mean, obviously earlier, though, is helpful earlier on in the game, but... Assassin claws are weird or something? Okay. Ooh, another Amrune. Wow. Make these rare item quests repeatable. Once a day. Dailies added to Diablo 2. Now wave 2 will be extremely annoying. Again, the thing to remember is we just need to kind of like get a hit off, you know? Amelia's probably gonna die too. And then let our dots do work. We need the open wounds on Akmel. Cold plus Decrep is pretty brutal though. Pretty rough.
Thanks.
Let's go ahead and heal our dudes. Though he's probably gonna die anyways to wave 3. We'll see. I mean, we're level 32. Suffering your way through works, or you can pull all the mages away from the Unravelers. So both of those are options. I don't mind suffering my way through it right there. Can somebody donate 1 bit? Just 1. I want to see if it shows up. Hey! Cheers are working now. Thank you, Kano. Thanks, Squat. I'm going to go players 3. Alright, we're good. I just needed to see. Okay, cheers are now working. Yeah, more worth very much into Dex. No, Daniel. You shouldn't at the level where you have Enigma and stuff. You shouldn't need to be putting points into Dexterity for attack rating. Your attack rating should be coming from other areas at this point. Let's go ahead and get these guys up in here. How is the secret D4 meeting, Kano? Players 3 was maybe a little bit much. There was a meeting? Ah, I see. Yeah, the bit cheers are working now. Yeah, Kano just happened to be in Sydney when there was a secret meeting going on about D2R. Has he sent any of this information over to his best friend? No. I'm probably just gonna skip wave 5 and we can take a look and see how it goes. But wave 5 is pretty brutal. Now you can slow chip at these guys. But to skip them, you can just drag them outside and then teleport inside. Baby, you got yourself a skip. Let's go down to players 1, and we already were, but make sure before we fight Bale. Is there a certain amount of attack rating you should be aiming for? You just want that to be 95% chance to hit, really. More the merrier, pretty much, is the idea. Yeah, if you can get like 10k plus, that's really good in the end game. But been horking Trav with enough dex for max block with Storm Shield. Generally, I'd say I'm not running max block on my Horker, but you can if you want. Wait, I know Kano's best friend? What? It's me! Right, Kano? What do you mean, copium? Ridiculous.
Salutations.
My own best friend. Additionally, you can also pick up thawing potions for Bale. Similar idea to Diablo. Or you can just chug a thawing potion. Do you consider using the infinite rune method an exploit? Yes. Is this entire playthrough P1? No, it's PX playthrough. I could botted 2x on my Act 5 Merc. Does it count as level 34 Might Aura? Wait, what? Breath of the Dying doesn't have Might Aura. You mean Last Wish? But no. It does not. Pretty certain. Wait, it will give 34 might? Oh my gosh, never mind. That's crazy. I guess, yeah. Same source. Crazy. Now, who can afford that? That's the real question. Pretty good bail kill time, actually.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
True crush. But I'd still rather do it on single player. And ta-da! Just like that. A clap for you. You have completed normal. 100 poison damage. Nice ED.
Good afternoon.
It's almost a nice weapon.
Salutations.
Moo.
Thank you, I worked hard to get here.
You did. Thank you, Warren. And thank you, S-Roy and Warren.
Yes.
Come here, Emilio. So we are almost level 33. We'll go ahead and talk to Anya. 1 to War Cries. With 29 to life. Honestly, better than Nadir. We'll hold it. We'll go out to Frigid Highlands. I think I have to reset. We'll do one more Frigid Highlands here. Pick up level 33. And again, if you want, continue leveling here. Because when you head into Nightmare, it can get tough. I'm not players 8. So spending your time leveling and farming and doing all of that is pretty worth it. Well, I shop for bow sticks. Yeah, we could do some bow stick shopping a little bit later. Let's go players 5 and we'll pick the level up. I have not gotten any war cries yet. I just didn't want to invest the skills down the trees yet for any of that. We'll do it a little bit later. Once we start getting some plus skills. Another point in frenzy. When we do our respec again later, we'll do that. We'll go ahead and head back to go save Kane. I'm just using Malice and Tal Flail right now. 49 ED, 7 max. Not bad.
I can't carry anymore.
Okay, grab this. More vitality. Stony. Kane must be starving.
Deckard Cain, you've got to get out of here.
You've got to get out of here. And we'll grab Wirt's leg. And this is where we can begin our deaths farming. Now, before I start my death farming, I'm going to head over to Act 2. And I'm just going to try and pick up some magic find. right?
Greedy.
Light radius. Maybe even go to like Act 5, honestly, because it's kind of limited here.
Can I help you?
16% MF. Yeah, she's going to have some of those, though, isn't she?
I can't. Impossible.
Maybe we go to Nightmare Charcy. Might be the best spot. Because these are going to be too high. Alright. Nightmare it is.
Good day.
And we can just look along here. Additionally, oh hey, 32 to life on a belt. That's nice. Poison. Nothing there.
Good day.
Could reroll for a top left Charcy exit, though honestly a save quit's just as fine. Hey, 18% magic find gloves. To start. Because any bit of magic find at this point is worth a good amount.
Good day.
Thanks, Crush.
This gearing up MF is real fun to watch as a viewer on these guides playthroughs as it's super relatable.
Yeah, I mean this is the real juicy grind time of all of it. Nothing on boots there.
Good day.
Jeet is probably going to be the guy we want to be checking out a little bit more. Ooh, 26 cold res isn't bad. I know fear. 6% MF, maybe a little bit lower than desired. I'll actually go back to normal really fast, and we'll just do a 2 topaz home helmet. I was gonna like find mechanics there, but meh. Come on, where are you at? Let's go ahead and put our nadir away.
I followed a great recipe for a peanut butter mayonnaise milkshake and I'm conflicted. I left the mayo out overnight like the recipe said and it formed that nice yellow gelatinous skin on top, and that gave a great texture. On the other hand, the peanut chunks obstructed the straw, so sometimes I felt like I was trying to suck a bowling ball through a garden hose. The blast of chunks and creamy mayo made it almost worth it when the dam burst, though. 7 out of 10 would make again.
That made me kind of dizzy. So we'll just grab whatever topaz we have lying around. If you only have 2 chip topaz, I wish cheers were broken. Put 2 chip topaz in there, right? Just literally, we're just getting some magic find. And then we go to the Cow King. And we kill the Cow King. Emilio's probably gonna die. Rare heavy gloves as well. Ooh, unique quilted armor. Gray form's kind of fun. Now, why are we doing the Cow King here exactly? If we look at Silo's pen, nice drop calculator. We can say resurrected. We have like what, 50 magic find now, something like that. And we're looking for set items, Death's Guard. And we're looking at monster type, super unique. The Cow King is by far and away the best place to farm this. 1 in 53. And it's pretty close, right? Pretty close to just pop in, head over, fight him. Additionally, Rakanishu on the way is 1 in 604. And the Smith on the way is also 1 in 1800. So you can kill Rakanishu, kill the Smith, pick up the leg, come back, kill the king. And you just get these decent chances. And we're just looking for Death's Sash and Death's Gloves. And these two will make a beautiful combination for our character. So this will be our next... Griswold, not Smith. These will be our next fights and where we'll be farming next. But for now, we are finished with part 1, normal. So, GG. Don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube. I will see you guys in part Nightmare. Mwah. Kisses to you all. Peace. All right. And that is going to be the end of the stream, as it's dad o'clock. So time to go be a daddy. Oh, that was a fun one. Good job today, everybody. I am back tomorrow with some more streaming. Peace, everyone. Don't forget to follow, use those Twitch Primes, do all those fun things if you haven't already. And we'll raid Jim today. But don't forget, twitch.tv/MrLlamaVod. Always rolling. 24/7 live streams. And I did just put some new videos that'll be coming up soon. 1080p. Have a good one. Peace all.
Mana wand. Thank you. 20 fast run walk. Dev, top left, Drew.
Real long ass flight.
Best not do that here.
Alright, here we go.